Hi, welcome to Zine 101. In today's lesson, I will be teaching you how to make an accordion book. How fun is this? And yes, this was made from one sheet of paper. Wah wah. As always, let's start with materials. We will be starting with a single sheet of paper. I will be using regular standard copy paper. Mine happens to be pink because it's my favorite color. You will also need an X-Acto knife. You can use scissors if you're more comfortable with that. And for this one, a glue stick. Exciting! You will also, if you don't have a glue stick, you can also use tape or double-sided tape, just anything that would adhere two pieces of paper together. So first things first, we're going to fold our paper in half the short way. Nice. I'm going to sharpen up this fold. And remember, a good way to know if you're on that edge is to feel for it. The bone folder is not 100% necessary for these folds. I just like it because it creates really sharp lines, which ultimately makes your book lie flatter. And if you go to the tools section in lesson 1, you'll see some alternatives for a bone folder that you might have on hand. So now that we folded it in half, we're gonna fold it in fourths now. So lining up to that middle fold line, I like to feel for it using the page. And sometimes your paper doesn't want to fold, but that's also where a bone folder comes in handy. It really just kind of wrestles it into place. Like even when it doesn't want to fold that clean, it's gonna make it fold that clean. It really will. Nice and sharp. Flip it around and find that fold line in the center. Create your nice sharp fold line. There we have it. You might be like, Elena, this does not look like an accordion. Well, that's because we got to reverse some of these folds. Like we folded these ones in, they got to go the other direction. So we're going to flip this around and reverse that fold. So zigzag, which means this one, it's got to go the other direction too. Nice. And there you have it. Technically, we could stop here. This is a book. It's long and skinny, but hey, if that's your vibe, there's actually quite a lot you can do with this. But I think y'all can handle creating some length for this. So what we're going to do now that we've created this long, skinny accordion book, we're gonna make it a little short by folding it in half. Feeling for that line. There we go. Clean it up. And you might be like, that did nothing to the page length, but make it shorter. And you're like, okay, I kind of like this too. But I think we're gonna cut it in half. Because I think I want more pages. I want more length for this book. I just don't want it to be shorter. I want it to be longer because I got a lot to say. And I know you have a lot to say. So on that middle fold line, take out your X-Acto knife or your scissors. Or if you look at that tools thing, you could also just tear it down the center if you wanted to with a straight edge. I'm going to cut mine because I feel more comfortable with that. Sometimes tearing the paper down makes it a really nice rough edge, but also sometimes you slip up and you rip your page in half the wrong direction. So I like to play safe than sorry. So I'm going to use that fold line to know where I want my ruler to go in here. I use a ruler because I enjoy it. Right along that edge. Mine's a little short, so I'm going to have to stop and move it down. Yay me. Cutting portion done. Move those sharp objects or hands or straight edge away to the side. We are done with them. And you might be like, now I just have 2 books. Hey, that's cool too. You got 2 books. Like I said before, we want a longer book with more pages. So we're actually going to attach these together to give us 1 straight book, which means this is where we attach using glue or tape, depending your preference. I'm going to use glue to cover this whole little edge right here. Right there. Just make sure. Tape is also good if you would like tape, or whatever your adhering preference is. I wouldn't use something like rubber cement. It would just kind of like fall apart. But yeah, the thing to think about when you're doing this one though, is you kind of want to make sure, well, it's not 100% necessary, but I like to make sure that my pages are going the right way so I don't have to reverse the folds. But I think I'm going to, because I didn't pay attention to what direction I did this gluing, but that's fine because nobody's perfect. So we're going to line this up top and bottom. And sometimes when you add moisture to your page, they grow a little bit in length, but this one didn't. It must not be that humid. So I'm also going to use that bone folder just to like smooth it down. A little wrinkly, but it's okay. And there we have it. We have a new long piece of paper. So we're just gonna run that accordion and reverse the folds if we need to, but it turned out to be good. So guess what? More pages. That's the great thing about an accordion. It really can be as long as you can attach more paper to it. It can be as long as the paper you folded, or it can go around a room with you just keep adding panels. So if we wanted even more pages, we would just add extra panels from an extra sheet, which also means like I have a pink paper right now. If I wanted to make a section that was a different color, I just get a different colored sheet of paper to attach the panel. That's the beauty of an accordion. What also is great about an accordion structure is that you can tell a story a very narratively way, which is like single pages. You can do 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, 4 page, 5, 6, or a complete story can run across the entirety, like a beautiful landscape. It can be read in single frames or as one solid image. It also, depending on how sturdy your paper is, can stand up on its own and be a display piece as well. Your options are endless. I'm going to show you a couple of examples for how accordions are used. One more traditional, another a little experimental, but I'll walk you through it. So these are 2 accordion zines I picked up recently. Aren't they beautiful? Take a look at that artist. I would suggest it. So, like I said, accordions can be read page by page. How beautiful is that? Every page, different. They don't seem to go across each other. But when you open them, it's like looking in little different realms. And you might be like, those also don't go together. Like there's no like art running through, but I would implore you to look at the back of this book too. So here are your back covers. It opens up into a beautiful image of like tranquil water, utilizing the length and the fact that these can be viewed across the pages and not just as individuals. This one does a very similar thing, utilizing the single page ability of an accordion book, but also utilizing the fact that it can be opened and viewed across the pages. So something to think about if you want to use this structure. Do you want to tell pages singularly, or something that can be read singularly or across a whole scene? I happen to be very partial to an accordion structure. I think here is where I'll include images of some accordions that I have done, because I find this structure very versatile and very good at using your imagination. Now, this is a different use of an accordion. As you can see, long and skinny, but this part isn't the accordion. This is just like a folded sheet of paper. You'd be like, why show me this if this is not an accordion? But let's take a look at this artist. Always give credit where credit is due. It utilizes accordions within the structure to wrap around. So like this is more of a French door, but it utilizes an accordion structure to like make this opening. And they're purposely manipulating the folds like by putting a sheet in the center to disrupt the accordion structure to get what they wanted. But this is one sheet of folded paper utilizing the accordion structure. And this back here is another folded accordion structure, utilizing it to make it a more surreal reading experience and a little bit non-traditional. So it can be utilized on its own as a book or incorporated in another structure, which I find very cool. But as always, I will include a template for you to practice out your accordion structures, because I think you're going to be able to create a great, amazing book with whatever you choose to utilize it with. And the fun part about this one is the fun part about any of these books is whatever you can imagine to put in here, you can put in there. So I'll see you in the next lesson. Have fun creating.